everyone. Welcome to my little corner where there is no wrong way to play with paper, and we are going to be doing a scraps to embellishment video. In this video, we are going to focus on ombre because that is the theme. Now, my other crafty friends, they also join in the fun when they can, so make sure you're checking out that playlist and see other folks use their scraps. Today is going to be not as scrap heavy because I'm going to make my own pattern paper. You can see here where I've used a stencil, and I'm going to show you how I did it. And then I'm going to try to take scraps and embellish it. I'm going to use some punches, some floral punches and stuff, and maybe make some tags. That's my goal. I don't know. We'll see where this goes. Okay, so I have this pretty rose stencil here, and I have some ink, and I'm just going to play. So I'm going to start off with a gray and go from there. Ombre is so pretty, but it is also kind of hard to find, or at least I think it's kind of hard to find. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right spots. Or it's prints that I don't necessarily want. Just saying. So I'm just going to make my own and call it good. I'm going to do a little bit of mixed media on it after I get done doing these. So I did gray first, and then I went, this is just hickory smoke. Let's put that one up. I wash these out afterwards, so I will take those to the sink later. Then I have this, it's called speckled egg, so it's kind of a blue. Okay. And I'm going to do that next. Whoops. Hold on to your stencil. Hold on to your drawers. Did your grandma ever say that? I don't know. My family's weird. Maybe nobody says that. Okay, so there's that one. In case I use that one again, I am going to set that one aside. Then I use this salty ocean next, and I'm just going to move my stencil down. Take the washi tape, move this down. Okay. I love the rose pattern. We'll just like that. Now, if you want it to all be exactly the same color, you see how this is a little darker, just kind of go like this and then start. But I like the pops of saturated color here and there. It doesn't bother me. Not in the least, okay? All right, so then there's that color. Then next I went with a, what is this one called? It's called Clipped Sapphire, okay? I'm gonna do that one next. Just like so. You can do this in so many ways. I'm really loving mixed media lately, so I'm just kind of inspired to continue that and keep doing that. Now I need to put my scrap paper down more, just because then I don't get it all over my desk. That's the only reason I did it. Just like this. I think making our own patterns sometimes, just the process, it's relaxing. Which if you would have asked me 2 years ago about the mixed media, I would have been like, nah, thanks, I'll pass. Not for me. But I'm really liking doing some of this. So I'm going to do that one. And then I'm going to, I think I might, let's go backwards, right? Which is kind of what I did here. So then I'm going to go back to this blue. So no more purple. Just like that. Back to the blue. And this time I'll put the pop color here. And don't forget to overlap, because you want it to be like a graduate change, okay? Then we're going to go back down here. Move this up again, okay? Just like so. So I went from that one. I think I want to, what am I going to do here? I think I'm gonna go with this one. I mean, we can really do whatever we want, but there we go. Some pattern there, and I think I'll finish off with the gray. Oh, I used the wrong one. Cocoa Pebbles. Okay. And we're going to finish off with the gray strong. Now, keep in mind, I realize these aren't identical all the way across, but that's okay because I'm going to cut things out of them. So I'm not stressed about it. All right, so for me, I am learning one of the keys when doing mixed media, clean as I go. It's like cooking, right? Clean as you go. It makes my heart happier. So if you find that mixed media stresses you out, don't be afraid. All right, I've done this part of it, clean it up, and then get the next part. Otherwise, for me, it gets so messy, it is overwhelming, and it stresses me out. And ain't nobody have time for that. I ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody. You like that grammar? Go me. Okay, so there's my made paper. I will put this with my cleaning. I do wash them off. Then what I think I want to do is I want to do some splatters. Now, I don't have a ton. I'm trying to buy a little at a time and beef up my stash. So I don't necessarily want to do red. I do have this. This is red. Let's pick something else. I have a pewter, this brushed pewter. We could do that one. I think that would blend really well. I have white. We could definitely do white. Shake it until you hear that bead. When that bead's moving around, then you're getting things done over here. Okay, so I'm going to go like this, and I'm just gonna have fun with it, y'all. We're just gonna splatter some splatters everywhere. This is the wettest. I don't know if I just got a bad white picket fence one or what, but I'm telling you, it is so diluted. It'll make the biggest spots, which is okay, but now, I know you probably can't even see those. I have no doubt in my mind that you can't. But when someone is holding it in their hand, they are going to see it, and it's going to have a texture. And you'll probably see it in the close-ups. Oh, my gosh, you see that? There we go. Okay, so you don't really see that one, but it is giving it texture when it dries. Okay, we're going to shake this one up really good. Really, really good. Come on, see? And I'm also going to use this antique bronze. Including 2 of them. I'm waiting to accidentally hit myself in the face. Would not be the first time. Probably won't be the last. Okay. And I'm going to put, there we go. See the difference? I just think it's going to give it a little bit of a different look. Because we have that gray in there anyway, so. And I think when we do the bronze, it'll look really pretty. Okay. All right, so get this one. Need one of those. You know how when you go to the store and you buy paint, they shake up the gallon of paint. I need one of those in a small version. So I can just stick it on the machine, walk away, and come back and play. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so now I'm gonna let that dry. I'm going to come back. I'll have these cut down. We'll make some tags, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to use my scraps to make them even prettier. This is a partner swap. So you have to make a journal block. So I don't need more than 1 piece of paper. A title. You're going to make 2 matching embellishments. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to show you what I created, and we'll put one together. Hang in there. All right, so let's get started. I have cut a few things out and done a few things. I made a journaling block here. We're going to put one together. I did a small little embellishment here with the background of the ombre paper that I had left. I used all that entire sheet. I made a title. Now this I cut out on my Cricut, and I'm going to show you where the little mice came from. And this, the big flower, I mimicked the flowers that were in the die cut set, and I put a title. I made that on my Cricut. And then I have this cute little mouse as well. How cute is he? He's super cute. Okay, so let's start with the title. I already have inked everything just to make the video go faster, but I did ink almost every single piece. Every single piece. And yes, it does take time, but you only have to make one because you only get a partner, and you have to make a journaling block, 2 matching embellishments, and then a title. So my title is Colorful Moments. That's what I decided to do as a title. And I did cut this out of a little piece of scrap that I had. It just happened to kind of match my ombre paper. So I just rearranged and I cut that out. We're just gonna glue it down with my 4th of July bling I got going on here. If you hold your small words and then you put your finger here, it will not move around as much. And you can take this fine tip art glitter glue, and or if you use the Scotch tacky glue, I used to do it all the time with that too. Okay, and I already put moments down letter by letter. I didn't think you guys wanted to see me do every single letter, because this is going to end up being a long video. These little mice, they have a lot of little parts. I would not do this for a big swap, but since it's just one partner and then I make one for myself, always make one for yourself, you guys. Always, okay? You deserve to have one too. That's the whole point. So I always make two, one for me, one for a partner. And sign-ups will start tomorrow. So come on over to Ginger's Facebook group. You do have to, however, do 4 regular swaps before you can do a partner swap. But just a reminder for those who have been swapping, come over and join us and see what others make, because everyone posts them. Now I'm just gonna glue this to this inked flower and be inspired, right? You don't have to swap, but we would love it if you did. We have swaps in Europe and Canada. Lots and lots of fun. Now I kind of liked this petal sticking up there, but rearrange it however you want. And just like that, my layered tile, because it does have to be 2 or more layers, is done. Okay, so that's done. We're gonna set that aside. I'm actually gonna flip it over because it had a hole in the middle for like an enamel dot or whatever, and I don't want it to glue to the desk. So there's that. This one is done. And I am going to put them all in a little baggie. I have 2 baggies sitting here. So as I do them, I'm gonna bag them up. I did put my name on the back. Make sure you deserve credit for it. You took the time to put it together. So I know I love it when I use embellishments and I then know who made them. It just makes me happy. It just does. Next, we're gonna put together the journaling block, and it is simply a piece of paper that I inked. And notice I used all the colors of ink I did that stenciling with, I used around the edges there. Then I just took a black scrap and I just cut it down. The reason I put the black scrap, they can journal in a gel pen, right? And it also, it wasn't doing it for me. I needed to set off those flowers. And I offset it so you can still see the ombre on that side. And then some of these flowers I did put up on foam. You can see the little foam, and I did take a sticky tool, maybe have the EK Success one. I have this one here that my bestie got me, Tailored Expressions. Love this. I love this. And I just took all the sticky off. And now I'm gonna glue it, right? But it may not all end up on here. So I don't want it to stick to the other embellishments when I ship it, because you know, it goes through that machine and it gets smushed. So, and I wanna leave enough room for journaling. So just like that, and see how we got a little bit of glue. We'll just flip it upside down. Okay, so we have created the journal block, and these are just layered flowers. That's all I did. I just kind of put them in a little cluster, put a couple up on foam, and that's it. It turned out really easy. That was fast. Now, when you see how much detail is in these mice, you'll know why I wanted something fast, okay? This one's dry. Let's flip this one over. Besides, it'll remind me to put my name on the back, okay? I even put the name on the back for myself because I do so many swaps that I have no idea who created what. Like, I just honestly do not know. Not even a little. I forget, and I just get it all mixed up. I know I had a little. Here's my piece. All right, so let's see. Let's put the wagon mouse together first. We'll start with him. And grab yourself some popcorn because this is going to take a minute. Okay? I put the little pieces in this little envelope because I did not want to lose them. Make sure I got them all. All right, first we have the body, and then we have the head. So we'll put the mouse together first. Here is his this apron, for lack of a better way to call it. I'm not really sure. Inking all of these parts really brought the mouse to life, for me anyway. I mean, you can do it however you like. Then this is supposed to be like the arch of his leg. I'm gonna not lie. That took me a minute to figure out. Should it have? No, but it did. So, you know, there's that. All right, here's our little thing here. This. Next, we're gonna put our head on, and we're going to put it just down like so. We want him looking down, and this is his shoulder, okay? So I'm gonna put the glue on the bigger piece because then I can see where it's supposed to go. I usually use my tweezers because it's just easier for me. Do what's best for you though, okay? My way is not the perfect way, it just works for me. Then we have a little tail here. We have his little leg. We have a little arm. Okay, let's see. I wanna make sure I have the right arm. This one is his arm that sticks out here and holds the shovel. So I'm gonna put it here, pick this up, and I'm just gonna set it down just like that and hold it there just for a second. That glue usually takes just a little bit to stay there for good. Okay, ta-da. All right, so there's that. Then we need this one. He's holding the wagon. So we're going to go just like this. Now, the first one I put together, it took me a little bit, like it truly did. It took me a couple thought moments. I had definite smoke happening around here for that. And while right now it doesn't really have a lot of definition, I will take and do some fine line around there so you can see that definition, okay? I'm gonna go just like that, okay? Then next he needs his leg. He can't be legless. I mean, I guess technically he could, but I don't recommend it. So we're just gonna take a little dab of glue. That was way too much, but that's okay. It won't go nowhere, right? And just kind of eyeball it. Where does it look like it belongs? Looks like he's walking, okay? So there's that. And then I'm going to put the shovel handle. This is the handle and the shovel is right here. So we're going to put that on next. Just like so. Oh, and then we're gonna flip it over and make a mess. Y'all, it's a ginger video. It's how we know bad things are happening. Oh, okay. So now once again, you're gonna see the difference. This just kind of looks like a plain triangle on the end, but when we get it all done, we will detail that and it will no longer look that way, okay? Then I'm going to take and I'm gonna put a little bit of glue just in the middle. I'm gonna slide it behind him, okay? And underneath his hand, because we want his hand to be on top for sure. Just like he's holding it. And we can move it around. We have a little bit of wiggle room. Come on now. Maybe. I can't seem to get it in there. There we go. Okay, so we'll just put his hand down a little, press it all together. All right, just like he's holding it, just like that. Next, we need to put the wagon together. And I'm just gonna take a red marker, just the medium here on my Spectrum Noir, and I'm gonna run a line just to highlight that this is the top, okay? And I'm gonna do the same thing around the whole wagon. These are the things, this to me showed up better than the red ink that I have. Now maybe you have a color red ink with your paper that will show up, but it wasn't showing up for me. So I just made it work, which is okay. All right, so I'm done with the red marker. And next we need to put the wheels. We've got a wheelbase here. We've got this here. I have to find the other wheelbase here. Here's a wheel. Here's a wheel. Let's see. I just saw it. There's the inside of the wheel. Here's the wagon handle. Now I need to find the axle. Maybe it's still in here. Maybe it misappeared on me. Oh, I can feel it. There it is. Ta-da! Okay. So then this goes just like so, because this is going to hold the wheel. So we're going to run a tiny little bit of glue right there. We're going to lift this up and we're going to set it down right here on top. I found that this was way easier to do that way. Same thing here. I do need to turn this over. Use your tools. It won't stress you out as much. I promise. These tiny little pieces, I do not buy mini dies like this anymore because they are just so small. But there was a few, whoops, there goes my glue, that I really like, and this is one of them. It's just so darn cute. Now, once you have it on there, okay, before it dries all the way, if you're using a scratch piece of paper like I am, make sure you detach it from your paper or else it's gonna be glued on there. That's not what we're trying to do here. All right, we need to glue on our little wheels. and our handle to our wagon. And we're gonna use the pickup stick for that, right there, right here, okay? And the wagon handle goes, come on now, right there. And then I'm just gonna give it a second, pull this up again. I do not want it gluing to the background, okay? Then we gotta put the inside of the wheels on. This is why I made my journal block and my title so simple. I mean, I think they're gorgeous. I love them personally. I hope whoever is my partner likes them too. But this is a lot. Like, it's a lot of pieces. And even though I only made a couple, it took me a while, for sure. Okay, so there's the center of that one. Here's the center of this one. And again, let's make sure that we're not gluing down to our background paper. Okay, I just don't want all this glue on my desk, personally. I don't think you do either. And throw your glue around, makes everything better. Why not? All right, now we're gonna glue the hand of the little mouse. Now be aware, vigilant. His feet kind of line up with the wagon. That's what I did, just tilt him like he's walking forward and leaning forward. And so once you feel comfortable with where he's at, again, press him down. Don't panic. There's other pieces that are going to keep him and the wagon together. Hence kind of the reason I did the background too. It just kind of works better. All right, next we need to make our pots. Okay, let's turn them around. I did the tail last because I wanted it to be on top of the flowers, but that was just me. Ta-da, ta-da. Let's line them up before we start gluing. We got a nose there. We've got, this is a medium, this is a big one. So now let's run beads of glue across the top of our little flower pots. All right, so we have that one, just like so. We got that one, just like so. Look how cute. Isn't that a fun little detail? Oh, I did them backwards. Mayday, mayday. Don't do it that way. Do it the right way. Goes on the medium. There we go. And this one goes on the small. And then just push them each down. You want to make sure they're on there, okay? Then I'm going to take a bead across the bottom of each one and put them inside of our wagon. And now when I do this, I lift up the wagon, okay, very gently. And I put this down and I try to use my tools so that I can see that it's straight. And even then I struggle. It's not an easy task. I'm not going to pretend like it is, because this is a very detailed die, but it's so cute. Again, I would not do this for a swap that I had to make 8, but only making 1, I can handle that. Okay. Our little trim there is a little crooked. And then we're going to put down this last one. And you don't need as much glue as you think you do. Honest. Okay. Maybe we can back it in there. Ta-da! All right. So there's, and again, we're going to make sure we are not gluing anything down to our background. Then we got to put the little leaves in. So we're going to go large. This one is, I don't know, is this the medium? I think it is. The medium. And I believe this is meant to be the small. I'm looking at the size of the leaves. That's the only way I can tell. All right, so I'm going to put a tiny little dab, and then I'm going to slide it right under there and push it down. My dragon nails come in handy once in a while. Okay, so same deal. We're gonna do the medium one, and we're gonna drag it. You can even use your tools if that's easier, and place it and push it down. Same deal here. Then we're going to put our flowers. Now, I did die cut the flowers out of the paper, the ombre paper that I made, so that they match the big flowers that I made. So then I'm going to, you're going to hear Jill. She is painting the hallway, earning money for our summer trip. So she's moving the ladder. Nobody's breaking in. Come save me. All right, so 1 flower. And we've got 2 flowers. Come on now. I already put the enamel dots on these. when I did the other one so that I had the same color on the large flowers. Okay, so now I've got that, and where's my little tool to make sure I'm not glued to the paper? See, I'm already glued to the paper. Gotta make sure. But we're gonna glue this down to a background, so, you know, it's okay. We just need it to kind of stick together. There we go, we got it. Next, I have its little nose, its ear, and its tail. All right, so we're gonna put the ear on. Now I know you cannot see this, but there is a impression from the die of where this goes, okay? Just like that. And we're going to take the ear. I need to sharpen my tool here. There we go. And we got the little nose, so cute. Next, I need to put on its tail. Just like that. And I'm just gonna slide it to where it goes. Right there, all right? And last but not least, I'm going to mount this on here. I start with just a little bit and then I can go back and glue it. I just need it to stick, right? And we want the wheels right on the bottom, just like that. Ta-da! Okay, then I'm going to make sure the feet still line up before I glue down this handle, like so. I've got the little mouse. Oh, no, come on now. Just hold it there for a sec. I got the little mouse tail, the little shovel, just like so. And then we're gonna put a little bit of glue behind each flower so that everything is in place. All right, now we gotta do the fun details. And we'll almost have this one done. Now you'll notice that I have more room here. I'm gonna go back and I will cut it because I do not want that extra. I just wasn't sure, and I feel like it was easier to do it this way first, and then I can always go back and make it smaller. I can't make it bigger once I cut it down. So then I'm just gonna take all the places where I have overlapping layered paper, okay? And I'm going to go around those edges, just defining it a little bit. Same thing on the shovel. I've all these years and I still get nervous when I'm doing this, but you get the idea, right? I'm going through all of these little areas and it really does make them pop and stand out. And just take a steady hand. It takes practice. And even then I mess up a lot. So, you know. Now I did go across its belly hidden. Now, yes, I did ink all these pieces, but this just stands up a little bit better, I feel. Okay. So now that I have that, we got to give it an eye. Can't not give it an eye. Just like so. Now that one's for that one. There's that. So I just took a Sharpie again, and I got to see it is right there. Then I'm going to let that dry completely before I use my gel pen and put the little white dot. And then I'm going to do its nose right here on the end, just like so. I did take my gray marker and I do kind of make this a darker shade right there, just like that. It's coming together. Isn't that cute? So fun. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I am going to go just like so. Okay. You cut it straight. Apparently I cannot. Not that this is shock to anyone. And then I just took my ink and we'll do flowers or something out of that later. Dauber. I have plenty of extra from the colors that I used, and ink it. Okay. Got a little purple here. Just like that. Okay. So that it matches. I think that looks, I personally like it better. But if you like the long one, that's okay. Put the long one on. Not a wrong way to do it. Okay, just like so. Now this probably dried enough, so I'm gonna take my gel pen, and I usually just practice to get that ink going because I don't want it to smear, and I gave it a little tiny eye. There's that one. Isn't that cute? It's turned out so cute. All right, we're gonna flip that one over. We're gonna put this one. We got one more to make. Okay. Next, we're going to make the mouse that has the dirt pile and is raking, and lots of fun. So first I need a piece of scrap because I made these little flowers out of scrap and a punch. I have my punch here, so we're gonna do that. Put my tool up. I kind of like to clean as I go, you guys. It just makes me happy to do that. Do what's best for you though, okay? All right, so first and foremost, we have our dirt pile. And on here, again, I know that you can't see these, but there are little markings where I need to take my brown ink pen, Spectrum Noir, that's what it's called, marker, and where I'm gonna put the stems, that's where I'm going to do this at. It's like they're planted in the dirt, right? Okay, now that I've done that, we can set that aside. Next, I need to get all of my things. I find it easier to line them up in the order that they need to go. That one goes there. This is our mouse. Let's see, we got another one. Boop, just like so. Okay, and we're going to put a little line of glue. Doesn't need to be a lot. Little goes a long way. Ta-da! See, once I have them lined up, I know where they go. It's no stress, not, let's hurry before the glue dries. No, we do not need to do that. We're good. We know what we're doing over here. No, we really don't, but we pretend. All right, so now I'm gonna punch some flowers out of these tiny little scraps. I tried to do different areas so that they all had a little bit of different color on them, just like so. And again, I'm gonna take my colors that I used and I like the purple. Let's do the purple. We're going to, yes, ink these tiny little things here. So I like to take my tweezers, okay, and go just like so. It's way easier. Then once I've inked it, I'm going to put one in the middle here and put it down. No sense in putting it down, picking it up, no, we ain't doing that. Once again, I don't have time. I don't have time for that. I'm going to hold it with my tweezers, going to ink it, turn it in my tweezers, hold it, do the same thing. Now, this is really important, I feel. Let's put this one here. That you put it on the bigger one. This is one of those prime examples. I could put it anywhere on the back of here, but I don't know where it's going to land on the stem. If I put it on the stem, I know exactly where it's going to land because it's going to land on the glue. So kind of think that way, and it'll cause yourself less stress. I may have learned a thing or two by doing it the other way. Yeah, you know, it takes me a few times, but eventually teach an old dog new tricks. All right, so there's that. Then we need to put our centers in. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to put drops, drops, drops. And these tiny little enamel dots, we will stick them right on there. Ta-da! They have centers on them. Okay, so then those are done. Next, I'm going to take a fine line tip again. Now, I've already inked all this, but there are, so you can see, some tiny little lines on there. And I'm just going to simply sit here and follow those lines. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm coloring, that's it. And I'm just tracing them out so that it looks like when the rake is on there, then he did some work, right? It's kind of like dusting flour on your face when you're baking cookies. Fake it till you make it. Why not? All right, next we're gonna put our rake together, okay? And we're going to go just like so. Simple, simple. And we're gonna take this part here. We're gonna turn it around and we're gonna put it on there. Ta-da! The rake's complete. I need to sharpen my tool, so forgive me. I usually do this before. Just a simple pencil sharpener. It will pick things up way better, okay? Next, I'm going to take a little extra flour. I'm going to take my shovel that goes right down here, and I'm gonna put it together. So this is the opposite. It doesn't go on top. Let's make sure our rake is on there. Looked like it didn't want to go. Let's make sure it's not glued to our background. Okay, so I'm gonna put the glue on here this time because the handle goes on top of it. And we're just gonna take it, see how much better that picked that up. Okay, and now that that's down, I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna take a gray and I'm going to go just like so and trace this. I know you guys can't see this, but the lines are there. I'm simply going over them with a fine tip marker. Okay, same thing on the handle. I will take the brown and I'm gonna go right across there, just like that. All right, and now that that's done, we can glue it down here, just like the other one. Just one step at a time. When I have these little ones like this, I literally have to take it one step at a time. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, if I don't, it's too overwhelming for me and I'm like, okay, I'm out. I'm done. I don't have patience for this. All right, next we're gonna lift up its little hand right here and we're going to slide the belly in. Again, I like to use my tweezers and I just put some glue on here. Okay, we can always add more glue if we need to. And I slide it into place just like so. You can still move it around a little bit if you need. All right. Then we're gonna put its cute little head on. Why not? Just like so. Ta-da! We're gonna put its ears on. One ear and two ears. And also its little nose. And again, I know you guys can't see, but there is a smiley face, so we know which way it goes, just like so. And we have the ear here, and we have the other one that goes here. We need to give it eyes. Has to have eyes and a nose. The nose is embossed, so I'm just gonna follow that. And then I'm gonna give it two little eyes. Again, they are embossed. Try to make them the same size. Don't have one big eye, one small eye. Again, I may know why to say that, and I may not. Then I'm going to glue him on here. We're letting those eyes dry before we do any fine tip stuff, highlighting. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on his feet. And we're gonna go right there, okay? The last thing I wanna do is put the rake on because it has to land in his hands and on the dirt at just the right place. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue here where it's gonna land on his body. And I'm going to position it right where I want it, okay? I can always go back and glue more. That's the easy part. So then I pick it up and I kind of intertwine it on his hand so it looks like his hand's on top of it. And just like that, we're going to add a little bit more glue. And this glue dries clear. Don't go crazy so you have big blots of glue, but do glue it, okay? Don't be afraid to glue it. Part of the reason I do this fine tip marking, because once the glue is on there, it will not mark on the paper over the top of the glue, just FYI. And we're gonna put its little tail on. I think the tail is the cutest part. I just love it. Okay, so we're gonna go just like this, slide it under. We're gonna move him to the tail. Ta-da! Just like that. All right, we still have a little bit of work to do. I think we're done with, that's not the brown. Where's the brown? I think we're done with the brown. I am going to take a black fine tip marker, okay? And I'm simply going to trace that smiley face on there. The more you can do one stroke and not pick up your pen in between, the better the line will turn out. Again, I know from experience because I may have made a few mistakes. And I'm just gonna do the same thing I did on the other one. I'm going to outline all the pieces that go on top of each other. Think, Ginger, think. Okay, I didn't glue that down, but I did my best there. Same thing here, where his body is and his arm is, then back here. Then on his little legs where they meet. Let's see, I think that's all I did. Okay, then I'm gonna take the gray and I'm gonna go just like this, where the handle goes on, okay? And then I'm going to take this here and I'm just gonna do the very tips of the rake. Just a little bit. I think that looked really cute, okay? Now we need to put some white eyes on him, and this little booger, he's almost done. So just tiny little dots for his eyes. Look how cute he is. He's just so stinking cute. I love this thing. And there we go. We have an embellishment pack that includes a title. It includes a journal block. It includes 2 matching embellishments. And we are ready to send to our partner. I hope you guys are inspired. Don't be afraid to use those little dies. I know you guys have heard me say it a million times. I don't like the little dies. I don't. I'm not going to pretend like I do. But every once in a while, with all this tiny little detail, it's so fun and very unique. And if you only have to make 1 or 2, it's totally worth it. I hope you are blessed. Check out all my friends who also do scraps to embellishments, using up their scraps and creating beautiful things instead of throwing them in the trash. And I hope it inspires you to do it too. Be blessed, and I will see you next time. Bye.